Okay, so am I audible, my dear online students? Let me know. Let me know. Yes, 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 yes. Now, see, actually, you are having an organization called as SEBI. Okay, SEBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. Whether it is constitutional body or non-constitutional body, or whether it is statutory body or non-statutory body. So, when you come to SEBI, it is the statutory body. See, for UPSC, you are having the syllabus of all bodies, constitutional, non-constitutional, statutory, non-statutory, etc. So nearly in India, we have more than 30. Of course, it is difficult to remember the mandate of that commissions, but the commissions which are recently in news or which are subjected to a huge chunk of reform, then that kind of things you have to remember and keep in mind. Okay, in the morning, sir was discussing about the law commission and its mandate. Okay, so Security Exchange Board of India aim is to supervise, govern, not only supervise, not only govern, to punish the people or entities or organizations who are involved in malpractices in the securities market. Okay, of course, securities market we have discussed in our routine classes. So, what is security market? Where the uh, debt instruments like shares and debentures or bonds, they are traded. They are called as debt instrument to raise the money from the markets. Of course, some people will also supply the money to market. See, whenever somebody is raising means somebody has to put forward their money. For that purpose, you are having many things. So here, shares, debentures, bonds, etc., are dealt in our capital markets. They are called as the capital markets. Of course, at national level, if I am not wrong, you are having three stock markets, and among them, Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange is very popular. And we have discussed in our routine classes Bombay Stock Exchange and National Stock Exchange. What is the index of Bombay Stock Exchange? What is the index of Bombay Stock Exchange? Madam Pooja. So, the index of Bombay Stock Exchange, very popular index is Sensex. Of course, there are many minor indices also. And this Sensex is having how many companies? 30 companies. And 30 companies belong to different streams like automobile, few tire making, like software companies like Infosys, non-banking financial companies like Bajaj, Bajaj Fin Service and Bajaj Finance Limited. Of course, we have discussed that in the routine classes. And when you come to the NSE, popular is Nifty. Along with Nifty, there are even minor indices. Okay, Nifty is the indices of NSE. And how many stocks are in that? Nifty, very easy to remember, very easy to remember, that is 50. And the same case, in the same case, companies from different categories, companies from different categories. Okay. Now, even we have also discussed about the market cap. That is the number of shares into its price that will give the market cap. Okay. Now, yesterday or day before yesterday, there was a news article in the paper saying that Adani Enterprises is one among the most valued 10 companies of India. It was in the paper, Adani Enterprises. Okay? Yes. Okay. So, it is the background of the capital markets. So, here Their maintenance efficiency is very important. See, a foreigner will invest in India through these markets only. Most of the investments are through these markets only. If there is any wrong or manipulation, automatically it will degrade the uh, uh, decency or prestige of India in the international market. So SEBI will take care of that. See, and again, it is having a lot of infrastructure. Of course, capital markets are having a lot of infrastructure, and that has to be maintained. So, what are that infrastructure which are involved in the capital market? Stock exchanges. Just now I told you, Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and even there are also many other stock exchanges. So, what are stock exchanges? Through these stock exchanges only, we will trade the shares or debentures. Transactions. It may be buying or it may be selling. So earlier it was physical transactions. We used to go and purchase, and they used to give us in the form of papers. Now we are not having the physical form of transactions. Now we are having the demat account, dematerialized account. If a person is having the demat account, he can apply for IPO. Even he can also purchase shares. He can also sell the shares. He can also purchase the mutual funds. He can also sell the mutual funds. It is very easy. Even with the help of a phone, you can trade in the shares. So many people, in Gujarat, it is said that many youth are involved in the trading practices. They will never go to apply for a job. Of course, it depends on many factors. Okay. Now, stock exchanges is one of the infrastructure and depositories. So this will maintain the ledger of the stocks. You are having CDSL and NSD and yes, NSDL, etc. What they will do, they maintain the ledger, and even they will also clear or they will also transfer the shares from one person to other. So these are all the market infrastructure institutions and constitute a key part of the nation's vital economic infrastructure. They are very important. Suppose if I has purchased 100, okay, then in my account CDSL will credit. Yes, 100 shares of RIL credited into your account. If I purchase from the stock market, I was credited only say 50. Then I will lose faith and I have to go every other place to get back my 50 shares because now RIL is 2500 odd. 50 means 50 into 250, almost more than 1 lakh sum. So, what is the aim of this SEBI and other institutions is to see that people will not lose faith on the capital market. Yes. Now, recently a SEBI panel has recommended measures for strengthening the role played by the governing board and committees of stock exchanges with other market infrastructure institutions. With other market infrastructure institutions, that is CDSL, NSDSL, you are having stock exchanges, everything. Now, he highlights the recommendation. The panel to review the functioning of MIAs was set up against the backdrop of the governance lapses observed and the rapidly changing market dynamics of MIAs on. Yeah, sometimes there will be a lot of breakdown. And I, of course, just now I told you, see, actually sometimes what happened, one practical issue I will take up, of course, not to degrade anybody or not to deprestige anybody or not to dishonor our capital markets. Sometimes everything will depends on psychology, and their psychology is not permanent. Their psychology will change instantaneously. After after many of our students writing TSPSC Group 1 prelims, their psychology changed instantaneously from easy to easy and easy to easy, easy to hard and hard to tough. So psychology is a dynamic. Within no seconds, it may change. So why I am taking this example is to see that how the human psychology changes. See, there was a IPO of Paytm. Okay, Paytm IPO, initial public offer, and on the first day, nearly very near to 2000, it quoted. What happened in course of time? It has fallen like anything. It is failure of the people who are pricing the IPOs or failure of the institutions who are pricing the IPO. Take the example of Zomato. The same thing happened. Of course, I am taking only to make it a subject. Understand? That's all. I am not against any stock market or Zomato or Tomato or anything. Understand? So because common people will not assess the company. There are merchant banks and many authorities. They will assess the company and they will fix the IPO price. It is called as price band. Price band. So it shows that there are some loopholes. There are many such things. Something will be happening. Even we are having a concept called as price rigging. What is the meaning of price rigging? Now, price rigging is a common concept in the stock markets, not only in India, throughout the world. Suppose if a person is having huge chunk of a shares, say for example X, okay, then what he will do, he will sell to see that the stock price will fall. And due to panic, all the people will sell the stock. Then he will start buying the shares at low prices. Now it is a see if you watch the CNBC TV 18, it is in the hands of operators. It is in the hands of operators. Because you are having good market cap companies, huge market cap. If you increase the share price of huge market companies, our Nifty will increase very easily because it is having more weightage. The weightage of a company in the Sensex or Nifty depends on the market cap. So suppose a person has purchased a call option, say 18,000 call option a person has purchased. So now he is having the call option, it will expire today, say on the coming Thursday. So he has to see that Nifty will not fall below the 18,000. So the big player will start purchasing a company which is having high weightage in the Sensex and Nifty. Automatically, they will see that the price will increase to 18,100 and their call option will not become zero. Of course, it is a big topic, but still, there is no doubt. Even the CNBC TV 18 also, they will say that, yeah, it is in the hands of operators. If you're having shares of a company which are having huge market cap, which are having huge weightage, then you can easily manipulate the Nifty and Sensex. Of course, it is a known fact, not only in India, even if you go to America or whatever may be the case. Okay, but these minor things SEBI may not consider, but major things SEBI will consider and initiate the cases with the help of this available infrastructure. Okay. Just I want to highlight the loopholes in our capital market system by quoting the IPO price of Paytm and also Zomato. Yes. Now, the panel to review the functioning of MII was set up against the backdrop of governing lapses. One thing, example I quoted. And sometimes even what happens, the portal will not work. Nifty and you are having the demat accounts, NSE, BSC, they will not work. Ensure transparency and accountability. Code of conduct to be improved. Okay, working of boards. See what I mean to say is all the things should work well. Every authority who are involved in smooth functioning of capital market should function well. It is the aim of the market infrastructure institutions. Now, and regulatory compliance and risk management. Other functions include business development. All. Now, because the same thing is mentioned in a elaborate manner. What are the specific institutions in India that qualify as MIIs? Among stock exchanges, the SEBI lists 7, including the Bombay Stock Exchange, National Stock Exchange, and Multi Commodity Exchange. You will have MCX, that is called as Multi Commodity Exchange, etc., where the even silver, gold, other things are traded. There are 2 depositories which maintain the ledger, charged with the safekeeping of securities and enable their trading and tagged MIAs. the Central Depository Service Limited, and the National Securities NSDL, where if you purchase, say, 100 shares of RIL, so they will have that ledger. Suppose if my 100 shares are with the CDSL, then what happens? Whenever I sell, automatically they will transfer this 100 share to the person who has purchased in the market. So I will get a SMS saying CDSL 100 shares of RIL debited from your account. Whenever I purchase, you will get the SMS created from your account. So you try to remember this, and even their stocks are also listed in the stock markets. The regulator also lists 7 clearing houses, including the multi-commodity exchange clearing corporation houses, for their part help validate and finalize security traders. Okay, what is clearing house? To transfer, suppose a person purchases the shares, purchases, a person sell the shares. So what it will do? They will transfer the shares from seller to the buyer. NSDL, CSDL are the people who are involved in this. At least you should have a brief idea about the SEBI and its infrastructure and stock market and also capital market, their instruments like shares, debentures, etc. Of course, which we have discussed in the routine classes. Of course, little bit tough for you people as many of you are new, but still. Now, D.Y. Chandrachud was sworn in as the 50th Chief Justice of India. 50th Chief Justice of India. Till today, who is the CJ who have served in that capacity for long period? Online student. Who is the CJ of India till today after independence who has served for a long period? Online. Yes, Swati. His father, Y.V. Chandrachud. Of course, many people in the offline mode answered that question. Yes. See, and this person, Honorable CJ, was involved in many important cases, including the Aadhaar case or Puttuswamy case, where elaborately they have defined what is the meaning of privacy and what include in that right to privacy. What sort of things will include in that right? Okay. Yes. Dhananjay Yashwant Chandrachud is an Indian, of course. Now he will serve as CJ till 10/2024, and he is ex officio chairman of National Legal Service Authority. You are having NALSA, and in addition, he is a former CJ of Allahabad High Court and a former judge of Bombay High Court. And his father, Y.V. Chandrachud, is the longest serving CJ of India, 1878 to 85. And he was also involved in many popular cases. His contribution, okay, he wrote the lead judgment for a 9-judge constitutional bench in the Justice S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India, in which it was unanimously held that the right to privacy was a fundamental right. And even it gave a lot of things. It was elaborate judgment with regard to what includes the right to privacy. Most probably today evening I may take up this case, Puttaswamy case for main students. Okay. Now, a bench headed by him expanded the scope of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act to include unmarried women for abortion between 20 and 24 weeks of pregnancy. It is also a historical judgment for various reasons. He also delivered path-breaking judgments on decriminalization same-sex relations after it partially struck down Section 377 of the IPC, and even Aadhaar scheme and Sabarimala issue. Sabarimala issue. They have permitted the women, but still that is in the court of justice only, because the management of Sabarimala temple have went for a review petition. Okay. Now, see, actually, what is the procedure for appointment of CJ? Only senior most person. Only senior most person. The present CJ will nominate his successor. That's all. Only in few cases, when Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India, when few people and when few judges um, gave verdict against Indira Gandhi's ideology, then they were not promoted to the CG. And accordingly, in course of time, we had first judges cases, second judges cases, third judges cases, fourth also. But finally now, only the senior most person should be the CJ of India. Okay. While the Constitution of India does not mention any process for appointing the CJ, yes, they will give the statement. This statement they will give that Constitution has not mentioned any procedure for the appointment of CJ. So you have to remember that now the exams are not prelims; they are prelims come mains. 4 options one side, 8 options other side. So they will check you in 4 plus 8, 12 things in only one question. Whereas in the mains, one question, only one idea. Here, one question, 12 ideas. Article 124, Clause 1 of the Constitution merely says there shall be a Supreme Court of India consisting of a CJ of India. It also says that the President shall appoint every judge. Yes, President will appoint, but with the on the recommendation of CJ. When you come to the other judges of Supreme Court and High Court, you are having the collegium system, which we have discussed in our routine classes. Yes, as per convention, the outgoing CJI recommends the successor strictly based on seniority. That's all, only seniority. The Union Law Minister then forwards the recommendation to the Prime Minister, who in turn advises the matter of appointment. That is sufficient. Now, so recently, so Madhya Pradesh was awarded top position as far as rural development schemes are concerned. Pradhan Mantri Awas Gramin Yojana. What is Pradhan Mantri Awas Gramin Yojana? Its aim is to provide permanent shelter or pakka houses to the underprivileged people. Earlier, many people used to stay in huts, and they used to face lot of problem. There were frequent fire accidents and etc. So these are pakka houses. Gram Sadak Yojana. Actually, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana was the ambitious project of Bharatiya Janata Party government when Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister. The aim of this project was to see that every village which is having a population of more than 500 is to be connected by all-weather roads to the nearby district road or other district road. Because if rural areas are deprived of the roads, how they will take their produce to the nearby markets, and how their children will go to the nearby towns where they can have good education. Even how a patient can be taken to the nearby hospital if there is no road. So it was more successful, and it was 500 members in the plain areas, and it was 250 in the hilly areas like northeastern states. Okay, yes. The review of departmental works was done by Additional Chief Secretary, Panchayat and Rural Development and Commercial Development, Sri Malay Srivastav. Madhya Pradesh is leading in the country in the implementation of Pradhan Mantri Awas Gramin, Gram Sadak Yojana, State Rural Livelihood Mission, etc. When you come to the Pradhan Mantri Awas Gramin Yojana, so ministry involved, so you will get in the examination. So Pradhan Mantri Awas Gramin Yojana is under Ministry of Rural Development. So pakka houses, all weathered houses, and to help rural people below the poverty line, and beneficiaries SC STs and bonded laborers and non-SC ST categories also, widows or next kin, or of defense personnel killed in action, ex-servicemen and returned members of parliament, are of course almost all who are the needy people. And of course every state also is having their own schemes. Earlier, when you come to the YSR regime in Andhra Pradesh, we had Indiramma. And when you come to the same scheme in urban areas, Rajiv Swagruha or Rajiv Gruhakalpa. Now that when you come to the KCR, you are having the double bedroom, 2 BHK houses. Okay. Now, of course, cost sharing, etc. The cost of unit assessment is shared between central and state governments, 60 to 40. Center 60, state 40 in plain areas, and 90 is 10 in the northeastern areas. So sometimes they may ask this ratio also. So now when you come to the case here, he has not accepted this program. So he is only involved in his own program, that is double bedroom. So this is good. Why good? Because the surveys reveal that the states which are following this scheme were able to provide more number of houses to the poor. The work is at a faster rate. When we come to the double bedroom, it is at a slow rate. They have to construct apartments, okay, and even the amount involved is also very high because total amount should be spent by the state government itself. Yes, and try to remember this ratio. The unit assistant has been increased from rupees 70,000 to 1.2 lakh in plain areas and from 75 to 130 in hill areas. Recently, the government has increased the price because there is huge inflation. Steel price even touched up to 1 lakh per ton. Now it has eased. Now it is 60,000 rupees per ton. And cement prices increased. And even cost of labor also increased. Sand price increased. So to cope up with the inflation, they have increased the price. The assistance for the construction of toilets shall be leveraged through convergence with Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, etc. And of course, just now I told about the Gram Sadak Yojana, Atal Bihari Vajpayee's ambitious scheme. Eligibility, unconnected habitations, 500 in plain areas, 250 in the rugged terrain or northeastern. And construction of rural roads. Just now I told you, it is Pakka roads. And as far as India is concerned, IRC is the apex body. IRC is nothing but Indian Roads Congress. And even Indian Roads Congress has divided or categorized Indian roads into various types like border roads, national highways, state highways, district roads, other district roads, and village roads. Okay? Yes. And IRC was set up in 1934. And when you come to the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana Phase 1, launched in 2000 as a 100% centrally sponsored scheme. That is also very important. No question of any share from the state governments. 100%. Now, 1,35,000 odd habitation weight targeted for providing road connectivity and 3.68 kilometers road length. And phase 2, 2013, for the upgradation of 50,000 kilometers of existing rural network to improve its overall efficiency in the period of Manmohan Singh. While the PMGSY 1 continued under PMGSY Phase 2, the roads are already built for village connectivity were to be upgraded to enhance rural infrastructure. Means converting the um, um, uh, I mean Kacha road to and Pakka and unsurfaced road to surface road, and also increasing the breadth means in more number of lanes. Now the cost was shared between the center and state in the phase 2. And when you come to the phase 3, it gives priority to facilities like Gramin agricultural markets, higher secondary schools, and hospitals. So you remember phase 3, not only roads, the connectivity is with the aim of schools, hospitals, and also nearby agricultural markets. Okay? Yes. Now, you know, whenever you are writing the mains with regard to any issue, then you should have a stuff. If you want to make a vegetable biryani with only basmati rice, can you make the vegetable biryani? No, you need all type of vegetables and also various types of masalas. And salt is very important. If you put everything, if you forget salt, you cannot do anything. See, it will not be tastier. Why I am saying that example means a report concerning with that issue is like salt in your biryani. It is very important. So the steering committee, actually the steering committee of UNFPA UNICEF Global Program is coming to India to assess the situation of child marriages in India and what sort of steps are taken by the government of India to minimize the child marriages. See, child marriages are prevailing from long period. And you know, even earlier in the British period, we had the Age of Consent Act. And after Age of Consent Act, what is its improved version? In course of time, even we had a act called as Sharada Act. When this Sharada Act was formulated, my dears, when this Sharada Act was formulated, online students, yes, Uhagaru, in which year Sharada Act was formulated, which fixed the marriageable age of boy and girl. Yes, Bhagavati, 1929, 1929. Okay. Yes. Even India, after getting independence, also we made many provisions to see that child marriages will end. Though they have minimized, they have not ended. Even we are having many schemes, Sabala, Beti Bachao, Beti Padao, many things. In spite of that, the child marriages have not decreased. Okay. Even we are also having the many problem with the personal laws. If I'm not wrong, you see, I mean, recently one high court said that the marriage of 18 years girl, I mean less than 18 years of girl in one section of society is valid. That is the problem with the personal laws, even in the tribal community. Okay, yes. So these are the challenges in minimizing the child marriages. So UNFPA, UNICEF, they are coming to India to assess the situation of the India with regard to the child marriages and the steps taken by government of India to minimize the same. So, girls, percentage of women aged 20 to 24 married before age 18. National Family Health Survey 3, 47.4, 4, 26.8, and 5, 23.3. Definitely, they are decreasing. Okay. Boys, 25, 29 married before age 21. It has also decreased 32.3 in 3 to in 5. That is, NFHS 5, it has decreased drastically. So yes, both have decreased, but even it should be almost on zero. And yeah, UNFPA UNICEF Global Program to End Child Marriages is the first United Nations-led joint initiative designed with the focus on promoting the rights of adolescents to delay marriage. Adolescent means who have crossed the age of 14. See, actually, what is the main reason? Poverty and insecurity. Even we have discussed in the main classes that COVID-19 has also resulted in the child marriages. Yes, because they were feeling insecure, automatically they perform the marriage such that her husband will look after everything. Yes. Phase 1 launched in 2016 and covers 12 countries, Bangladesh, etc. And phase 2, so global program currently in its second phase has reached over 2 million girls through life skills education interventions. Whenever girl gets education or life skills, then you can delay the marriage. Okay. Then why means she can stand on her own legs even after completion of her degree also, maybe higher secondary. Now, phase 3. See, actually, one of the reason for child marriages in India is girl childs are not accessible to the higher education, at least for the degree college or intermediate college in the nearer proximity. They are having schools in the nearer proximity. Parents are elected to send their girl children to a far distance in a bus or something like that one, because they have to wait. See, if the bus comes at 4:30, by 5 o'clock she will be in the house. If she is not in the house, the mother will wait at the door. What happened to my daughter? So instead of waiting, what they will do? They will not wait. They will not wait for performing the marriage of their daughter. That is the problem. Yes, no doubt in it. Yes. Phase 3. This phase has a longer term gender transformative goal of enabling significantly larger number of adolescents, girls and boys to fully enjoy their rights and choices, experience a childhood free from the risk of marriage. See, every person should have a choice. See, whenever you are going to market to purchase something, you will purchase only the item you like. The marriage should not be by force, it should be by choice. That is very important. Okay. Now, data from UNICEF. So you have to write this data whenever you are writing the mains. The total number of girls married in childhood stands at 12 million per year. Total world. More than 150 million additional girls will marry before they turn 18 by 2030 if no further efforts have been made. In South Asia, a girl's risk of marrying before she is 18 has dropped by more than a third. So it has improved. Children born to adolescent mothers have a greater possibility of seeing stunted growth as they have low weight at birth, no doubt. Child mother, mother itself is child, then automatically the coming child will be still small child. Yes, Even the health condition of that child mother will be deteriorated. Yes, no doubt in it. And nowadays, because of our modern stress and strain, we are becoming unhealthy for no reason also. There will not be any genuine reason, but you will be ill healthy. Yes. Now, where does India stand? The growing trend for a decline in the overall prevalence of child marriages. Yes, there is decreasing trend. West Bengal, Bihar, and Tripura top the list with more than 40% of women aged 20 to 24 years married below 18. So now, if you survey the women between 20 and 24, so they will say that we got married before the 18 years of age. That is 40%. And child marriages and assured factors in healthy. And what happens in between only she is forced to put an end to the education. And she will not have any right to secure a livelihood. So see nowadays everybody will ask the degree. Or even she will not have the sufficient skills to stand on her own legs if anything happens adversely in course of time. Now, role played by the government of India. Yeah, of course, just now I told you many programs and even right to education by Article 21A is also facilitating more girls to entering into the schools. Now, NFHS 5 2019-21, 48% of girls with no education were married below 18 years of age. Because they are not having education, then she will become a burden for the parents automatically. She will be sent off from their parents' house by performing a marriage. See, if a girl is having continuous education, definitely you can minimize the child marriages. And even we will also attain the gender parity if the girl gets sufficient education. Now, take the example of India. In the gender parity index, we will have a very bad rank. Take the example of Indian Parliament. How many how many how many women parliamentarians are there? I hope less than 50%, less than 15%. But their population is 50%. Yes, less than 10%. Yes, 40% of girls from the lowest quintile were married before they turned 18, contrasted against 8% from the highest wealth quintile. Means low income groups are performing the marriages at early age. The the prevalence of child marriage is almost all double in rural areas compared to the urban areas. No doubt in it. Again, child marriages will also explode the population. Whenever a person is getting married at early age, automatically he will become parent at early age. Understand? Not only parent, grandparent at early age. Automatically, it will push the population growth. Yes. What are the how are the states place? In Jharkhand, 32.2% of women in the age bracket 2024 got married before 18. Yes. Infant mortality stood at 37.9% and 65.8% of women in the age bracket are anemic, means less blood. And even whenever a child is, whenever a girl is married at lesser age, even the chances of her mortality at the time of delivery is also high. Assam also has a high child marriage prevalence. MP and Haryana have shown a reduction in child marriages. States with high literacy levels and better health and social indices have fared much better on this score. No doubt in this Kerala. Because Kerala is having the good literacy rate. In Kerala, women who get married before the age of 18 stood at 6.3% in 2019-20 from 7.6% in 2015-16. So it is very less. Laws, yes, these laws, intervention of government, rights issue for means they are very important. And Prohibition of Child Marriage Act 2006, try to remember, 18 years for girls, 21 for boys. Now they want to change, but till today it is not finalized. And Protection of Children from Sexual Offences 2012, you are having the POCSO Act. And again, statewide schemes are there and also central schemes. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, that is central scheme for better implementation on the ground. And when you come to the West Bengal, Kanya Sri, and in Bihar, Rupa Sri, In Telangana, we are having many schemes. Kalyana Lakshmi, Shadi Mubarak, many things. Arogya Lakshmi, etc. Yes. What needs to be done? Engaging Gram Panchayats. Yes. Why engaging Gram Panchayats? Because child marriages are more in the rural areas. So Gram Panchayat representatives should see that they will be able to stop the child marriages. They have to create awareness among the people and empowering the girls. Whenever you empower the girls, and if the girl is busy with some sort of education or vocational training, definitely their parents will be rated to perform marriage at an early age. Creating proper public infrastructure like bus facility to go to the nearby school, college, and school college establishment. Okay, and a system to create awareness. See, now you are having the Anganwadi, Anganwadi supervisors should see that the parents of girl will not involve in child marriages. They have to create awareness. Not only a higher official, every officer should involve in creating awareness. Yes. Pathways for SAGE. Yes, we have to address the poverty. Enhancing education opportunities. Just now I told establishment of schools and colleges. Yes, health also. Addressing internalized inequitable values and attitudes. Yes, there is stereotype that girls are weak, whereas boys are strong. Maybe physically, mentally, both are equal. In our see, we are following the patriarchal, I mean, a mode of family system where they will think that so women are weak. So that we have to put an end to. Now promoting positive masculinity and engaging men and boys. Yes, men and boys, they should involve in stopping child marriages. A boy should not marry a girl who is a minor. Then automatically you can stop the child marriages. Okay. Now, next is the first ever recording of the snow leopard from the Baltai Zozila region. So our cameras has recorded the movements of a snow leopard, which we thought that it was extinct in the mount, especially in India. So snow leopards will inhabit in the snow-covered regions, in the hilly regions. Even you can see in the YouTube geographical channel, snow leopards, and even unique creatures in that region. Even snow goats, ox, something, ibex goat, etc. They will say it is the first. You try to remember the Indian geography related to this Baltai Zozila region. You are having the Zozila Pass. Such kind of questions may be encountered in your coming state service or general service examinations. It is the first record of snow leopard from the Baltai Zozila area. Snow leopard is a good indicator species as it quickly reacts to habitat disturbances. The camera trapping technique have also raised hopes for other important and rare species such as the Asiatic ibex. It is some sort of goat, brown bear, and Kashmir musk deer in the upper regions of the northmost point of region of India. The beautiful Baltai Valley is nested along the banks of Sindhu River near Sonmarg. You have to remember it is on the bank of River Sindhu, and you know Gulmarg and Sonmarg. We have discussed Mergs. Okay. Yes. Now, snow leopards are considered medium-sized cats standing about 24 inches at the shoulder and wing. Of course, you try to remember the scientific name also. Like in one or other examination, they ask the scientific name of cheetah, not cheetah, because we have imported cheetahs from the Namibia, and they were quarantined in which zoo? Kuno Zoo in Madhya Pradesh. Now they have been fled from the. Now they have been, fled from the quarantine, and even it is said that they have killed an animal. Yes, snow leopard is the state animal of Himachal Pradesh. Yes, snow leopard can be found throughout high mountain ranges, including the Himalayas. Of course, and what is the reason for their threat? Poaching, mining, and food also, because of the harm caused to biodiversity. Automatically, they cannot survive. Where, see how we can survive if it is a food crisis. The same thing with the animals. The food chain, it will become weak, automatically they will die. And even climate change, they are adapted to some sort of climate. If that climate changes, even they cannot survive. See, now we can survive up to 44 degrees, 45 degrees, even maybe up to 50 degrees. If the temperature increases by 60, nobody will be there. Okay, that is the greatness of nature. And protection status, the snow leopard is listed as vulnerable on the IUCN World Conservation Union's red list of threat. In addition, it is also listed in Appendix 1 of the Convention on International Trade of Endangered Species. So try to remember this few points. And India, what sort of efforts are taken by the India? India is also part of the Global Snow Leopard and Ecosystem Protection Program. In 2019, first national protocol was also launched on snow leopard. Secure Himalaya, Global Environment Facility, United Nations Development Program funded the project on the conservation of high altitude biodiversity and reducing the dependency of local communities on the and see reducing the dependency of local communities on the national ecosystem, that is very important. Earlier, local communities used to survive on the resources available there. So now their population has increased. So they are damaging the ecosystem. So ecosystem will have some renewable mode, or it will have some capacity. Beyond that renewing capacity, if you are harnessing means automatically it will deplete. So if the local ecosystem is depleting, then the snow leopards cannot survive. Okay. If something happens, all goats will die. Only for understanding purpose. Don't think that sir, tomorrow is Sunday. How you are saying that goats will die? No, only for understanding purpose. Then what happens? There will be huge burden on the sheep and also on the chicken, etc. Okay. Yes, it is the importance of our biodiversity now. So along with it, of course, try to remember this project snow leopard, etc. See, even you are also having the project tiger, etc. Now, new honeybee species endemic to Western Ghats. Endemic means a local. Actually, those people thought that honeybee was in the extinct mode, but it is not correct. Now they have found the new species have been named Apiscarinjodian and given the common name Indian black honeybee. So you may get this in the form of statements. It is after a gap of more than 200 years that a new species of honeybee has been spotted in the Western Ghats. And Western Ghats is a biodiversity hotspot. And yes, the last honeybee described from India was Apis indica in 1798 by Fabricius. Although Fabricius named the Indian bee Apis indica, it was not considered a valid species till now. While providing the distinct identity of Apis indica led to the discovery of Apis cardon. So when they were searching for this species, automatically they encountered species. So they went for pen, they got pencil. Very nice. Okay. Now, the research team restored the status of Apis indica based on a new measure for species discrimination in honeybees termed radiomedial index. So Apis cardinum, the Indian black honey, try to remember at least those two names. And Western Ghats is the native endemic region where it survived. Okay, it is sufficient. Now, the Election Commission is contemplating the possibility of postal ballots for overseas migrants, especially NRIs. Who are NRIs? They are full citizens of India but residing abroad for various purposes, like to have business, etc. So now the government of India wanted to give a some sorting of e-voting chances. Earlier they had, but physical voting. Suppose say myself, I belong to Tandur. I am having my say there in Tandur. I went to America. I am having the voting right, but I have to all the way come to India to participate in voting. Now the new system they want to do is through the e-voting. Okay. Yes. Now for short citizens who leave the country for short-term work often miss out on exercising the voting rights. In the 19th Lok Sabha's election, only 25,606 among the 99,844 registered electorates voted. Proxy voting in 2014, a committee constituted by the ECI concluded that proxy voting was the most viable solution. A bill was passed in 16th Lok Sabha to enable this, but bill lapsed because of the end of the Sabha. The ECI then approached the government to permit NRIs to vote via postal ballots similar to a system that is already used by service voters. What is the meaning of service voters? That is important. Who are working in army or who are working in other place, they are called as the service voters. Now they are given the postal ballot. A member of the armed force of the Union or a member of a force to which provisions of the Army Act 1950, which is electronically transmitted postal ballot system or ETBPS. So they will send an email to the election commission. Automatically, their vote will be counted. Voting rules for overseas voters. This is very important. Representation of People Act 2010. After the passing of the Act, NRIs have been able to vote, but only in person at the polling station. All the way here to come from America to vote. Where they have been enrolled as an overseas elector, they will not come and vote. Even a person where the polling booth is very near to his house, even they will not go for voting. They are not interested. Many people. It is the reason why in the urban areas the polling percentage will be very less, whereas in rural areas it is high because the party people will arrange the vehicles to carry the voters to the nearby polling booth. Even you know what is happening, they will demand the money, and we have seen in the YouTube that a village people has not participated in voting, saying that no party has given them any money. Of course, with the help of social media, I am saying I don't know whether it is real or only a wrong propaganda. Representation of People's Amendment Act 2010. After the passing of the Act, NRIs have been able to vote, but only in person. Now, Amendment to Conduct of Election Rule 2061. The rule was amended in 2016 to allow service voter to use the electronically transmitted ballot paper, that is through email, so they will get a chance to vote. It is good. Under this system, postal ballots are sent electronically to registered service voters. The service voter can send their mandate on the ballot and send it back to the ECI. So now what you have to remember, now even the government of India, I mean, election commission is thinking to extend e-voting facility for the NRIs who are away from the country for some or other reasons, and that points are sufficient as far that issue is concerned. And this person, Sri Dattopant Tengadi, was in news. Actually, he is from Maharashtra, and he opposed the modern economic system, and he was a supporter all of the old economic system, and he is the founder of many Kisan Sabhas, and he strived for the betterment of the farmers. Okay, yes. Dattopant Tengadi National Board for Workers Education and Development. The 102nd birth anniversary of Sri Dattopant Tengadi was celebrated by DTNBWD. Sri Bipondra Yadav, the Union Minister of Labour and Employment, paid rich tributes. Okay, no issue that you know. Now, when you come to the organization, it is an autonomous body under the Ministry of Labour and Employment. Try to remember that. So other things are common. So actually, he played a key role. Yes, these points are very important. Sri Tengadi was the founder of Swadeshi Jagran Manch. Yes, importance of indigenous goods. Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh and Bharatiya Kisan Sangh, all are very, very important organizations. Try to remember, you may encounter a question. Disillusioned with both Western models of development, namely capitalism and socialism, he propounded a third way of socio-economic development based on the ideologies of Sanatan Dharma. There is no doubt in it. Old thing was very important. Okay, when you come to Uha's question, it is also available for senior citizens. So when you come to the, actually for senior citizens, Senior citizens are carried to the polling booth, but only thing is a person, a major is allowed to helper, who is generally termed as proxy. Along with that woman, that boy will go and press that. Avva, edottale. Then you will press. Above? Yes. So it is, they have to go to the booth. I think so. So above 80, yeah, it is, I mean, there is no need. So they are having the postal ballot system. But the problem, of course, the problem in India is what happens if even in course of time, after 60 years, they will give the postal ballot. Then the corruption will increase. They will keep the postal ballot here and they will ask money for the political parties. Give me so and so money. In front of you only, I will vote. That may happen. Yeah, it is very nice. Even the people above 80 years are also having the such kind of voting. That is postal ballot voting, who are unable to go to the police. So when you come to the voting for preventive detention, I don't know. But generally, if a person is hidden in jail, then with the police escort, he will come to the polling booth and they will exercise his franchise. So automatically, definitely, it will be there for even the people who are under preventive detention, because it will be right. It is a right available to him. It's even, I mean, efforts right. I mean, efforts aim is the political democracy. So definitely, the people who are detained by the police for some or other reasons may exercise this right. Yes. Okay. Try to remember this Tengadi, who was the founder of Swadeshi Jagran Manch, Bharatiya Mazdoor Sangh, and Bharatiya Kisan Sangh, and even he also stressed on the need of the Sanatan Dharma and old economic system. See, now, of course, I am not opposing any Western ideas or Western economic system. Even today also, see the Western countries. I mean, many countries are facing the problem of economic crisis. I told the example of New Zealand, where the interest rates have increases from 2.7% to 6.7 in a span of 1 year. So common people cannot survive. Yes, there may be some problem. Okay, now soaring green bonds. Actually, in the last year budget only, Nirmala Sitharaman said that we are going to issue the sovereign green bonds. What are green bonds? Green bonds are the bonds which are used to raise the money only to fund the companies which are involved, or the companies which are trying to have positive effect, that is not harming the ecosystem, even climate change, etc. It is a old concept. Green bonds is a old concept. But sovereign means country itself is giving the green bonds, and their aim is to spend that money for the conservation of environment and ecology. And you know, India is a signatory for many international, I mean, conventions with the aim of minimizing the carbon emissions. And we are, I mean, signatory to many protocols like Ramsar, etc. Now, India's first sovereign green bonds, in keeping with the ambition to significantly reduce the carbon intensity of the economy, the Union budget announced the issue of sovereign green bonds. So just now I told you, and I told you we have honored the targets of the Paris Agreement to minimize the carbon emissions. India adopted an ambitious NDC under the Paris Agreement, reduced emission intensity of GDP by 33-35% by 2030 as compared to 2005 levels. Create an additional carbon sink of 2.53 to 3 billion tons of carbon dioxide. What are carbon sinks? Take the example of mangrove. Mangroves will act as the carbon sinks. Forest area, they are the carbon sinks. Even many water bodies are also carbon sinks. Wetlands are also carbon sinks. Yes. Increase the share of non-fossil fuel. Instead of petrol, diesel, now we are having the electric vehicles. The number of electric vehicles flying on the road is increasing day by day. On one day, you will see only electric vehicles. No sound, no emission. Yes. The revenue generated from the issuance of such bonds will be deployed in public sector projects. That is, as they are sovereign, only government. That will help in reducing the carbon intensity of the economy. Yes. These 5 points are very important. See, sovereign green bonds is a world concept since 2009. These 5 points, the government aim to, conserve the ecosystem or to have control on the climate change. The five nectar elements, Panchamrit of India's climate action include, very nice to remember, reach 500 gigawatt of non-fossil energy capacity by 2030. Of course, almost all we have reached. 50% of its energy requirement from renewable energy like solar, tidal, etc. Reduction of total projected carbon emissions by 1 billion tons and reduction of the carbon intensity of the economy by 45% by 2030, achieving the target of net zero emissions by 2070. Try to remember this Panchamrita whenever you are addressing a answer of ecology, ecosystem, climate change. You can write these 5 points. Okay? Yes. Now, so this year India will take the leadership as far as G20 meetings are concerned and also targets are concerned. So actually, what is G20? G20 is a group of countries, and these countries contribute to the 80% 80% of world's GDP. 80% of world's GDP. That you have to remember. And why even the logo, theme, and website for G20 presidency is totally local. That is Indian. The Prime Minister Sri Narendra Modi unveiled the logo, theme, and website. You remember, India will assume the presidency of G20 for 1 year from 1st December 2022 to 30th November 2023. Under its presidency, India is expected to host over 200 G20 meetings across the country. G20 or Group of 20 is an intergovernmental forum of the world's major developing economies, developed and developing economies, who will contribute nearly 80% of the world GDP, and India is in it. Indonesia, Italy, UK, and last year, who were leading this organization? Last year, yes. Now, collectively, G20 accounts for 85% of global GDP, 75% of international trade. Now, try to remember this. Our flag and our national flower holding the world, and it shows our concern for the planet Earth. And Devanagari script Bharat. Okay? And Vasudeva Kutumbam. Yes, the whole world as a single family. I should be happy. Everybody should be happy. One Earth, one family, one future is the logo. Excellent. Now, logo and theme. The G20 logo is inspired by the vibrant colors of India's national flag, green, white, and saffron. It juxtaposes planet Earth with the lotus, the national flower that symbolizes growth amidst challenges. The Earth reflects India's pro-planet approach to life, one in perfect harmony with nature. Yes, India is known for harmonious relation with nature from time immemorial. We worship the nature forces. Bharat is written in below the logo in the Devanagari script. Vasudhaiva Kutumbam, or One Earth, One Family, One Future, is the theme of India's G20 presidency. And life, we have discussed life in the earlier classes where Modi has unveiled along with the UN chief Antonio. Yes, of course, G20, just now we have discussed. And again, government has amalgamated or merged all these organizations, IITM, INCOES, NCESS, NIOT, to have better results and to have better coordination. Yes, at least you remember the full forms. IITM, Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology. INCOES, Indian National Center for Ocean Information Services. And its tsunami warning center is in Hyderabad, INCOES. And where is the International Tsunami Warning Center? Indian Tsunami Warning Center is at Hyderabad. Where is the International Tsunami Warning Center? International Tsunami Warning Center. Hawaii Islands, Honolulu. Many times asked in the examination. Yes. And NIOT, National Institute of Ocean Technology, have been merged into a single society because their function is overlapping. It is better to do such kind of things. Under the Deep Ocean Mission, Samudran program of MOES, Matsya 6000. You know what is Matsya 6000? It is a submarine. Matsya 6000 is a small submarine where a person can go down up to a depth of 6,000 meters. Yes. The Matsya 6000 shall have the capacity to take 3% up to 6,000 meter depth of water and carry scientific exploration with a normal endurance of 12 hours and emergency support of 96 hours. So with that time they can do anything. Yes. Now, when you come to Rajaram Mohan Rai, so 250th birth anniversary was celebrated. Okay, of course, maybe in the month. And you know his contribution. He is called as the father of Indian nationalism, modern India, and also, yes, we have discussed. And his mausoleum is in Bristol in UK, and he was given title Raja by the Akbar too. See now, in his address entitled Inaugurator of the Modern Age in India, Tagore referred to Ram Mohan as a luminous star in the firmament of Indian history because we have never discussed this statement in our routine classes. Just I want to make you clear about this statement as nowadays in the examination they are asking the statements. Entitled Inaugurator of the Modern Age in India, Tagore referred to Ram Mohan as a luminous star in the firmament of Indian history. Okay, that's all for this today. Sorry, that's all for today's class. We will meet for this class next week. Thank you.